Thoughts become things. Fellow adventurers, happy Monday. Welcome to another spiritual tune-up where I answer your questions. Post them today live on Facebook or Instagram, and tomorrow they could be my talking points. All right, today's question comes up again and again. I've touched on the answer several times, but every time I go there, I come up with a different answer slightly. So I think this is fun, and my gosh, is it empowering? How to know all things. Pretty sweeping, I know, pretty sweeping. How to know all things. There was once a phrase that I put in one of my books. There is nothing more empowering to the human experience than understanding the nature of reality. There's nothing more debilitating in the human experience than not understanding the nature of reality. And contrary to popular thinking, it's within your reach. Now, I'm not going to take you to the gaseous makeup of black holes, but I'm going to tell you how you can know enough to find peace and be happy, to be a manifesting king or queen, to live the life of your ultimate dreams. It is so easy. Very specifically, this question arose at the end of last week. Mike, how do you know we choose all the things you say we choose, like our parents, the stage that we'll live our lives upon, what we are likely to experience in each physical incarnation? Let me go further. You chose your name. Your name. Your parents did not choose it. You chose it. You chose everything, and you knew what you were doing from the zenith of your magnificence. Now, let me share how I got to that place prior to finding it echoed in countless amazing books. Early on, being raised a Catholic, not finding the answers I wanted, even as an early teenager. Like, why would God do mean things to bad people? Why wouldn't he fix them? Why wouldn't he accept responsibility for them? Why wouldn't he be able to use eternity to rehabilitate folks? Why wouldn't he forgive them? You know, those kind of questions, could there be a hell? Could there be a devil? Not being answered by the church or my parents or anybody that I knew of, 13 years old, led me within. And my inner searchings, and this is no big deal. I'm not claiming that I'm smart, because I'm not really that smart. My dog is smarter than me. But by going within, your wandering, wondering mind will literally attract to you ideas that you've been told not to trust. You've been told, read more books. Those are other people's ideas. And I'm honored that you watch these, but my intention is to get you to stimulate your own wandering, wondering mind so that you can latch on to the truth, because there is a truth in all things. It's not like maybe you chose your name, maybe you didn't choose your name, maybe you chose this lifetime, maybe you didn't. Some people did, some. No, the truth is the truth is the truth. It is absolute. It is all empowering. It is benign. It is friendly. It is couched in love. How did I get there? So I'm drawing conclusions that I shared with a few grown-ups who thought I was loopy. That time, and I'll share how I got to these conclusions, and then I'll share how these conclusions kind of built a rock I could go to with other new ideas to test against. So in the beginning, with thoughts about God and reality and why the heck are we here and what's the point of it all, it is not hard to realize that everyone's doing their best. That a lot of people are lost and confused, totally scared to pieces. That some people have great guardians and other people's are abandoned, neglected, and violated. And so how could God come and say, well, you've been bad. It doesn't matter that you were a basketball as a child. It doesn't matter that, that you had a terrible upbringing, no parental love. You just did bad. I was like, everyone's doing their best. There can't possibly be a hell. God would never pass judgment. We all go to that same place. There has to be divine intelligence because of the splendor in the world. Come on. Consciousness did not spring from matter. No scientist has ever shown that. So why would there be an assumption that we evolved out of amoebas? Yes, there's such a thing as evolution, but it is not the explanation of consciousness in time, space, and matter. Please, nothing on a scientific scale would indicate that that might be the case. There is creationism, the mind of God, the genius that put 100 million species on planet Earth alone. Hello, it's so beautiful. It's life on heaven on earth. So if there's no devil, no hell, and if, thinking about this a little more, what would we be made of if not of God, divine consciousness? God doesn't have a shed out in the lower 40. It's like, it's all God. There's only God. Okay? So, of course, there's no devil, there's no hell, and we are born of God. We are pure God. This is not difficult. A child did do this. Many children who go there, and you going there, can connect these dots. And while you can't right away connect every dot, although I promise that in the title here, ultimately you can connect the dots that will give you peace. So you can easily deduce that there can't be anything made of non-God, because where would it come from? Like, there wasn't the world, and then God showed up and said, what will I make people out of? We are all experiencing reality in the mind of God. We are pure, pure, pure God. Yes, we do some funky, messed up stuff, but that's part of the adventure, and we're learning our way back to the top of the summit of glory, if you will. Why? For the adventure of it. Why? Because we're safe. Why? Because it's just one big dream. So connecting some more dots in my early teenage years, I would simply reason time cannot be what we think it is. Because a human lifetime, like say 150 years, on a timeline that goes to infinity either way, which is what scientists would say, becomes irrelevant and invisible and does not matter. No human life matters on a timeline. Okay? But yet we know that our lives do matter. The world revolves around us individually. It does. And that's not a selfish, greedy thing. It's we are creators. That's how our worlds revolve around us. Suddenly you get that time must be an illusion. Simply saying it's not what we thought it was. If time's an illusion, that means space is an illusion. If you looked at a human being in outer space and considered the vastness of the physical universe, they're not there and they don't matter. They do not matter. But we do matter. And so it can't be that space has this weight of importance that would even come close to the importance of you. So time, space, and matter contained by time and space must not be what we think it is. And scientists are there. Matter is not solid. It's whirling, organized energy. When you get that we are of God, by God, pure God, and when you get that time, space, and matter are illusions, and when you get through further deductive reasoning, confirmed with books and teachers and gospel even, that we create our future, believe and you shall receive. Doesn't say believe and you shall receive and accept God and don't eat fish on Friday and then you shall receive. It says believe and you shall receive. No caveats. No nothing else. And then you look at the doctrines of positive thinking, which is embraced and celebrated the world over by athletes and all overachievers. When you realize that the reason there's a power to positive thinking and that you believe and you receive, you realize it's your focus, your chosen focus. Holy cow. You're directing God. When you think about this, there goes God. When you think about that, there goes, and your God, your thoughts in space slow down into a manifestation, visible form, now part of the illusions. This is what manifestation is. This is thoughts become things. You suddenly realize one of your superpowers as a God particle is that what you think about, you bring about. It's making sense, doesn't it? And there's no judgment. Everyone can be rehabilitated. Everybody gets a second chance. Everybody gets a millionth chance. Everybody gets a trillionth chance. And we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg with regard to eternity. Then you start realizing that the dream of here and now, why not call it a dream? It's an illusion. It's more holographic than it is tangible in a reality sense, right? There's so many tangents here that confirm this. Near-death experiences, all those stories, biblical references, other holy book references, meditation, and these enlightened experiences that so many have, including enlightenment itself, all made possible because It's all illusions. We're all of God, and we're living a dream. The dream of here and now. An eternal now. An eternal here. Wherever you are, there you are. The sun, the moon, and the stars wrap themselves around you. You change the stars in the night sky just like you change your palm, I said last week, by changing your thoughts, your beliefs, your expectations, your behaviors, your words. When you get that you're living, okay, when you have a dream at night and you're asleep, there's gravity, there's light, there's other people, you're processing thoughts, you're creating, you're streaming manifester, even though in the dream you think it's reality. Oh my God. When you're dreaming in a nighttime dream bubble, you think it's reality. Because it looks real, it feels real, but you know, right now you were laying out on your bed and none of that was happening. It was all fake. But in the dream, you thought it was real. That's the dream of here and now. We're in the dream, we think it's real, but here, we can wake up, and we are. This conversation is a woke conversation to the extreme, if you will. We're talking about the fact that we must be of the mind that created this. We must be eternal beings. Time and space must be illusionary. And if this is a dream, just like you have the traps and the settings and the gravity and a name, who do you think gave you your name in your nighttime dream? Now, generally, you dream of yourself, and so you have the same name. But would it be possible for you to have a dream at night, and suddenly you're not tall, bald, and handsome, you're someone else? I mean, how can I compete with that? You're someone else, right? And in that someone else, in that dream, you might be called, Babette, right? Right? Who gave you that name, Babette, in that dream? The whole thing is your creation. You did. Now, in that dream, you've got a mommy and you've got a daddy and you've got friends and enemies and you're having a big argument. And you're going to say in the dream, well, everybody knows my parents gave me my name. It's your dream. That's a handy little memory to help make it all tie together seamlessly. But you spontaneously create a dream bubble, a dream stage, every single night. And there's all this mathematics and physical laws and gravity and the earth and everything, including your name. You created it all. You streamed it into place. Why? For the adventure. Why? For the fun. Why? Because you could. Why? Why not? You live forever. This is one of many ways you entertain yourself, that you grow, that you're enriched, that you feel love and loved. This is what's going on. So, in my life, this was the trajectory of my own inner deductions. Some of what I just shared with you, I did not deduce on my own. But I quickly started discovering books in my late teenage years and in my early 20s. I often name the Seth books by Jane Roberts. Jane Roberts, deceased, she channeled Seth. Then I found Ramtha. Then I found Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. My recommended reading list is at tut.com. At the bottom footer, look for About Mike, look for recommended resources, and you'll see my top 15 books that I recommend. That list is about to expand to 30 when we have our new website launch really soon. But back to the point, when I started reading these profound books that had no agenda, they were not asking for money, there was just this amazing fount of truth and knowledge that would help any reader live a more joyful life. No agenda. And it was like, oh my God, there's all of my ideas and 1,000 others that say the exact same thing. That this is a dream, that you are powerful, that you are loved, that nothing is what you think it is, but that doesn't take away from its beauty and its importance in your journey. And so suddenly, go look at my recommended reading, and now I know so well, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of amazing books out there that confirm everything that I just said, that confirm everything that anybody could deduce. You can find the answer and the truth to all things by going within. Contemplative thought, That's what I call it now. I still do it. This is way easier than meditating. This is even easier than creative visualization. This is just going and wondering as you go for a walk, as you take a nap, as you take a shower, as you walk through the mall or whatever you're doing, how could it be? And why would that be? And what is the point? And what can I do? And where can I go? And how can I love? And what could I see that I'm not now seeing? And you're going to get the answers. And then you're going to draw books to you that confirm the answers. Hopefully, this spiritual tune-up is a confirmation of your own inner suspicions about life. There's no doubt in my mind that this is the case. Give credit where credit is due. You knew the truth all along. It's in your DNA. It's who you are. You're dreaming. Right this moment, you're dreaming. And speaking of dreams, click the link below on Facebook or swipe up to the bio on Instagram and join me and Dr. Claire Johnson for the 21-day lucid dreaming adventure. Please write your questions below. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for the everything. Lots of love from Orlando, Florida. Have an amazing Monday, the best so far. Hello, Mark and Richard and Mare and Ellen and Winnie on Facebook and Self Mastery. Good morning on Instagram, Faith Like Gravity. So glad you're here. Animal Reiki Lady, I couldn't live without you on my spot. So, tally ho amigos. Hasta la mañana.